This review is going to focus on some geometry basics. Alright, so it says in the following figure, lines M, N, and L intersect to form angles with the indicated measure. What is the value of x plus y plus z? Well, one of the properties we learned in geometry is when two lines cross each other, the angles directly across from each other, called vertical angles, are congruent. So if this one right, oops, sorry, wrong mark. If this one right here is x, then this one right here is also x. And in that case, you see that x, y, and z form a straight line, and a straight line is 180 degrees. So the answer to this one would be 180 degrees. Question 2. The lines A and B and L intersect at point C on the following figure. What is the value of x in degrees? Well, just like we stated, a straight line is 180 degrees. So these two angles together, this one and this one, together form a straight line. So they should add up to 180 degrees. So 5x plus x has to equal 180 degrees. Well, 5x plus 1x is 6x equals 180. And we divide each side by 6, and I get that x is equal to 30. So it says, what is the value of x in degrees? It's going to be 30. So in this case, it should be B. Question 3. In the following figure, the lines M and N are parallel, and the value of x is 36. So this one's 36. What is the value of y? Well, those two angles together form same side interiors, which add up to 180 degrees. So 36 plus the y value has to equal 180 degrees. So we just minus 36 to both sides. So in this case, y is 144, so my answer is E. Next one. In the following figure, the lines M and N are parallel, and line L is a transversal crossing both lines. If the sum of x and y is 160, what is the value of z? Well, these two angles right here, x and y, are corresponding angles, which mean they're the same angle. So if they're exactly the same and the sum of them is 160, this one has to be 80 and this one has to be 80. Because they have to add up to 160, but they have to be the same. Well, now we can find the value of z. Well, again, a straight line's 180 degrees, so if this one right here is 80, then z has to equal 100 in order for this to make a straight line or 180 degrees. So the answer is D. Next question. In the following figure, lines A to B and C to D intersect at point P. If A, P to D, so we're going from A, P to D, is 80 degrees, we want to know what is the measure of A, P to C, which is this one. Well, again, those two together are going to form a straight line, which is 180. So if this one's 80, this one right here has to be 100. So in this case, it's B. Next question. Line L is a transversal of the parallel lines M and N. The measures of two angles are given in terms of x and y. What is the value of x in degrees? Well, if this one right here is 75, so is this one. Those are corresponding angles. And because of vertical angles, the angles across from each other are the same. So if this one's 75, y is also 75. So make that look like a 5. Well, we want to know what is the value of x. Well, I could have used really either of these two, but again, a straight line is 180. So 75 plus 3x has to equal 180. So we can minus 75 to both sides. And I get 3x is equal to 105. If I divide by 3 to both sides, I get that x is equal to 35. So my answer in this case is C. Next one. Given the trapezoid in the following figure, what is the value of x? Well, anytime you have a four-sided figure, all their interior angles are going to always add up to 360 in any four-sided figure. So x plus 125 plus 105 plus 75 has to equal 360 degrees. So we just add those up. 125 plus 105 plus 75 is 305 equals 360. We minus 305 to both sides. And we get that x in this case is equal to 55. So our answer is A. And the last question. The interior angles of a triangle x, y, and z. X is 45, y is 90. Basically find z. Well, all the interior angles in a triangle, or a three-sided figure, is going to add up to 180. So 45 plus 90 plus z is going to have to equal 180 degrees. So 45 and 90 gives us 135. Oops, sorry, that should be a plus. Equals 180. So now we just minus 135 to both sides. And in this case, I get z is equal to 45, so my answer is C.